Just joking. It's not episode 69. I just like the thumbnail so much that I decided to keep it. So, welcome to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 70 of Long Story Short. So, thank you so much for joining us. So, I just wanted to play a little joke before we started. And then I see Spider Guy Murph has jumped in. GT Key, of course, has the first comic. Paul Holloway. Jeffrey Castro, what's up? We have Bubba, hey, and R Trail 27, welcome in right off the bat. Ooh, we're starting strong with 22 people watching us. So, how's everyone's week going so far?
Oh, man, it could be better. But happy to be here talking about comic books.
Sweet. And then
what's up, Bruce?
It looks like Carter. Are you post nap or pre nap?
Post nap.
Post nap. Nice.
That was a hard sleep though. Because when I woke up, I'm like, did the alarm go off? Did I miss the alarm? Because it felt like ages.
the much needed rest syndrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had jury duty this week. Earlier on Wednesday. So I put in all my paperwork to take off of work, that like, hey, I have jury duty, blah blah blah. And then I think it was like Tuesday, I got a text message from my county, and it said, your jury summons is not required, but you have served for your jury or whatever. Like, you do not have to come in.
What? Yo,
yeah. So I didn't tell anyone at work, and so I just took off the day.
Well, shit, they know now. Yo, I just got a jury summons last week, and I was trying to.
I just went a couple weeks ago.
Well, at least it's not like your son. It's not like your
didn't
son.
Have to serve.
Yeah,
but you went, or did you? So you got the summons,
for me,
but
yeah, I went and I sat there for half the day and didn't have to go. So they didn't call me in, so it was all good. Burned half the day.
Nice.
There's a comics book store nearby. I popped in, grabbed a few books. So win-win.
So it happened to be that Wednesday, right? So of course I was like, kind of like, okay, if I'm going to be able to Wednesday warrior it, I'm going to chase after to see how many Ultimate Black Panther ones I can get. Like, if any store has them, like right at opening. Yeah, I was trying to be like Hunter, and then the only copies I got were one C copy and one D copy. I mean, I was gonna hit up two different stores I knew that would have it, but then I decided to stop at my actual shop because they're like they're gonna shut their doors like sometime in May, I think.
Are either one of those the Boss Logic? I thought that one was pretty damn good.
That was the
yeah. That's crazy. The Boss Logic is the best cover
by far. Yeah.
The cover A is selling for more. So,
everybody's chasing the Ultimate Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, I mean, I read through it. I'm just gonna sell my copies.
So, are there any first appearances in that?
I mean, they all are tech.
I mean,
because it's a new universe, right?
They're all technically first. I mean, it's chock full of first appearances if you want to be technical about it, because it's a different Ultimate Universe. So these is all first appearances. But I mean, I don't really consider like multiverse characters of the same character a first appearance. Like, I don't really subscribe to that.
Right.
It's only one damn Peter Parker. I don't care if it's 100 million other Peter Parkers out there. It's only one damn Peter Parker.
And it's AF-15 then?
Right. Or bust.
Yeah. AF-15 or bust. All right. But all right. Before we go down too many rabbit holes, let's thank our sponsors. So make sure you're signed up for Cover Price. You can use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And make sure to use the code Nirvana over at Bird City Comics for a 10% discount off their website. So I know they've been they're just Ant's just getting back from MegaCon. It looks like he had a lot of fun from the different posts I saw.
Very nice, man. I need to get back to a legit con. It's been too long.
Rima, I thought you looked familiar. That's why I'm not allowed in the state of California anymore. No, I'm joking. Anyways, normal disclaimer applies. Buy all these on eBay. Yeah, buy them all up. Pay the top dollar. Don't dig in back issue bins, because leave the books for us to grab for really cheap.
Yeah, for cheap prices. Go buy all the expensive ones.
Yeah.
No. For anybody who's watching the show, this is all for you, helping you on your hunt. We're just talking about some cool books. Hey, we had probably one of our best turnouts ever for episode 69. Over 1,000 views. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and let's get into it tonight.
Yeah, I think we almost hit 90 live viewers at some point during that show. I can check the analytics, but I was
hey, you could have kept that party going. 69.69.
If we had 69 viewers consistently throughout the entire show, I was so stoked. That I even had to make.
Anytime we got to 70, Aaron kicks one out. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the list tonight.
All right. I just wanted to talk about this book. It's been hot. All of these Art Adams books have. I've heard different opinions on it. People like it. They don't like it. I think it's decent. I think it's good enough. What's interesting is obviously X-23. Shout out Bruce is a really popular character. There was one store exclusive on this, and just to sort of go over the numbers of what that might mean for the supply of this book. One store exclusive, they usually do 4,000, but even if we assume they did 6,000 at a 1 in 25, you're only talking about 240 copies they have to dump. So this one surprised me. This thing was on the store's website for $15 pre-order, and I was shocked that this thing went for north of 100 when it broke. Was not expecting that on this one.
125, 150, right? I think it's
I think that was the peak. It's come in a lot. It's come in a lot since then. But this is kind of this is kind of what Art Adams has become known for is this pose, or the style of pose, and it was never what he was known for back in the day. It was much more of the wide shot with multiple characters, but whatever, this is working for him. So curious to see how this one holds up over time.
Yeah, it'll be great to see. Actually, I'm more curious to see with all of these, what would you call mid-body headshots? I guess, I don't know, torso shots. Is that what it is? Anyways,
I don't know. I mean, it's this profile shot that he's kind of doing repeatedly. So
I'd like to see them all lined up together, just to kind of see what they look like.
There's a lot. And I mean, it feels like it was, the Firestar and the Magic and the Scarlet Witch were kind of the first few that he did way back when. All of those were ratios and tough to get hands on. And it seems like he just keeps going back to the well on it. But the market seems to respond to him for whatever reason. I mean, market seems to respond well to these. So.
And then real quick, Benny, just to answer this question, Mercenaut and Longshort are on the East Coast, and then Ninth and I are in Texas. I figured that pretty much sums it up without going too far.
One thing I did want to say, I think based on the conversation that I had with an artist that does a lot of covers for Marvel, is that they kind of order, like for instance, like this kind of portrait style that Art Adams is doing, They probably ordered, hey, Art, can you do like 40 of these with these different characters? And then they just sitting there and deciding, oh well, let's put this book on this book, this one, that on that one. And for artists, it's probably easier as him to just bust out 40 covers of this one style than trying to sit there to think, okay, how am I gonna do 40 different covers, or trying to cater each one of those covers to different books. So I really don't like that Marvel does a lot of variants like that, to where they just basically slapping random covers to random books. And the cover A is really the only thing that's most of the time that, hey, this cover was designed for this particular book. A lot of the variants don't have anything to do about what's going on inside of the actual book itself. If you get what I'm saying, that's
so
only gripe about a lot of these Marvel variants.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I mean, sometimes you see characters. I mean, X-23 and Wolverine makes a little bit of sense, but every once in a while you'll see a character on one of these that just has no connection whatsoever to the title.
Yeah. Like if there's like an artist month, right, or a character month, and then
you know what? I'm just gonna say who told me. Todd Knock. You remember he did all the headshot variants for Marvel?
Yeah.
He was like, man, I did one good one, and then they wanted fucking 100 of them. You gonna tell Marvel, no, I'm not doing 100 of that. No, you're gonna take the work and you're gonna do, all the covers. He said, if I had it my way, I would, I want to do something different, every cover and show off my range of artwork. But
which is what he's doing now, because he's off those headshot variants now at this point.
Well, Mark Brooks is on the headshot variants now, though. Did you see that? Brooks is doing them.
Yeah, but I like his twist on it, that he's making it into a corner box.
Yeah,
I like that twist where
it feels less like a floating head and has like something going on. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like it has that nostalgia feeling to it. Like you don't see a lot of cornering boxes anymore unless they're intentionally doing the retro trade. So I kind of like how he blows it up, right? Where it's or like a close up of it.
Yeah, no, there's a Jubilee with a big bubblegum coming out like on FOC this week, I think. So
nice.
All right, let's keep your collection.
Yeah.
All right, Carter, I think this was yours, man. You're on mute, buddy.
This was mine?
No, what's that? Pretty
I
sure
guess.
You sent it to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fearless Defenders #3, Phil. Yeah. Fearless Defenders 3, Phil Jimenez variant. Nothing that I really wanted, nothing too much that I wanted to say about it. It's just a well rendered cover.
Tougher to get hands on this one for sure. Selling well still. I mean, 200 and a 9.8 in this market this month, last month for, but only 12 on the census of this one. So super tough. I've always liked this one, but if you go to the next slide, then this one is all. I almost didn't believe it was real. There's one on the census of this. Copy hasn't. It sold back in 2021, but I've never seen this thing in the wild ever. I don't think there's a single copy on eBay.
Have you seen? I've never seen this before.
So Mel had the only copy. Is that right, Knife?
Was this Mel had? I would not surprised.
No, I was just joking. I was just joking around. Like
I was going to say, I would not be surprised if he did.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's gonna have this book, I would have assumed it would have been Mel, right?
Vaughn, you've got this one. Come on, man. You being serious?
Oh, dang. Are you the one that has the 9.8? Oh, okay. Oh, I should send mine in. Okay, so he has a raw one. I mean, if it's a shoe in 9.8, I don't see why not. Like, join the other book on the census.
We put this book so rare, nobody cares, right? It's in that category. You can't. There's no transactions, so nobody knows about it. So
yeah,
but yeah, this one's a true ghost. And it's interesting. I love the style of this cover. I wish that, but it's not like they did a bunch of these for this run. It was just this one.
Check the back chat.
But
I was gonna say, who's gonna buy it?
Right.
I mean, it's a decent price too. Are we breaking our own rules while on the show?
if we break our own rules, then there's no rules. It's just chaos.
I mean, at least it's not from the Bay. We'll give you that hint.
All right. Just some 90s nostalgia here. Ballistic Studios swimsuit special. This is an Ashcan preview. This is a Silvestri, I'm pretty sure. What's interesting is that there's no 9/8 of this on the census, but 3 copies graded. And I don't know, just some of this 90s tougher to get stuff has always been interesting, or at least is more interesting to me lately for some reason.
What year is that?
Oh God, this is
late 2000. I mean, early 2000s, late 90s. Okay,
I want to say late 90s on this one. The main cover was a color version of this.
Oh, what are those? The Cyberforce chicks.
Oh, is it?
That's what it looks like.
I think so. I think that's probably right. I
couldn't tell at first.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell at first when I first saw it, and I was like kind of like, I just kind of glanced through all the slides to pick a thumbnail or pick covers for the thumbnail that we're gonna cover, and then like I kind of like just zoomed past this one, and I was like, when I looked at it again, I was like, oh, there's 2 chicks on that cover.
Yeah, I mean the sketch you can zip right by it, but this thing is tougher to get hands on, and I don't know. I just some nostalgia vibes from these, I guess, from this era of comic books.
1995.
No, not even that old. So mid-90s. Thank you, Jack.
Damn. You know what? That's a pretty good cover for like 95. But the
color
is Silvestri, though.
Like I said, I mentioned on the show before, first artist I ever fell in love with was Silvestri.
Right.
On his X-Men stuff.
Nice.
All right, Carter, this one is all you.
This is another one of my. Damn, it's been so long. Okay.
You got a lot of books on this show, man. I just wanted to warn you out.
All right. Well, let me stop playing around. So, Savage Wolverine #1. This is a Delgado Hastings. I should have bought this. I don't have this book, so.
But yeah, I was gonna blame whoever put this on the list. That I have to find it now because I love collecting Hastings books.
Yeah.
And then I had never seen this one before. On top of that, but then now I see that it's a Delgado. I'm like kind of like, fuck, it's a Delgado.
Mm-hmm. So what is that? Shauna the She-Devil in the back?
Yeah.
Is that what that's supposed to be? Yeah.
Man, I just saw this book the other day and passed on it.
Seriously?
Oh, really? Oh, can I guess which place you saw it at?
Give it a shot.
Was it Titan?
Yeah, it was.
What was the price on it?
$20.
Yeah, it was. I would say it was like $8 or something like that.
Oh wow!
Oh damn! I would have been man. Okay.
Yeah, some of these Hastings books, man, they're all over the place in terms of price. Some are damn hard to get, others aren't so much, but some of them are real tough to get hands on.
So what I've noticed is that if there was a Hastings around the area of that shop, people take a lot of their books to sell them there or whatever. And then since they see Hastings books all the time, they'll just commonly price them or whatever, where it's like cover price or a little bit more than cover price. Like they won't overprice it. But if you take it to a shop that never gets Hastings books, they'll look it up and then price it to market. But that's just something I've noticed. I don't know if that's universal because there's not like a ton of Hastings, right? Or there weren't a ton of.
That's kind of like Newbury Comics here near me. Newbury Comics is like a chain in Boston, and the stores that get their books will price them for cover or less. Most of them aren't worth anything, but a few, the handful of them are pretty tough to get, and yeah, same thing. Other stores will look them up and price them accordingly. But they see Newbery on it, they just stick cover price on them or less dollars and just throw them in those bins. All right, let's keep the show rolling. I think we covered this book back on the Flip Side days, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Young Avengers #2. This is a Stephanie Hans 1 in 50. For those people who like to collect bubblegum covers, please tell me there's none of you. This is a pretty cool one with America Chavez. 9/8 sold last year for $45. So someone got a pretty good deal. I've never even seen this book raw for that much. High sale on it was back in 22 for over 400. Only 31 on the census, 26 and 9.8. But this has always been kind of a tricky book to get hands
on. This book, okay, so I came across this book years ago, and it really hard to find and expensive. But now I don't think this book goes for that much anymore.
No, there are copies popping up on eBay now, which they never used to see.
Right. I noticed that the variants from this particular series. So this is the second series, Young Avengers, and the variants they were really expensive, and now there's still like maybe like a couple of covers that are really tough to find, and like there's just no market info on it. But this one is starting to become common, which is good. It means you can find it.
Yeah. It may disappear again. I don't think the print run on the second or the orders on the second Young Avenger series were that strong after the first one, but always been a fan of this one.
Mm-hmm.
How many copies do you have?
I believe I'm down to one. I've had two at one point, but I think I'm down to one.
I've got one in 9/8.
Nice. And you bought it for $45? Congrats.
No, God, no. I wish I bought it for $45. I got $45 for it. When I saw that, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyways.
Yeah, $45 on this is crazy. I don't care what the situation. There's no reason this should be a $45 book. Especially
it's just
not in a 9/8.
Well, this market, right? There are auctions falling through the cracks left and right for the last year.
So. I sold a damn poo variant for $200 in a 9/8 on eBay. There's no way this should be going for $45. There's no way.
People need that lesson of patience, right? To go ahead and price your book as a buy it now, but you could leave it open as well as to an offer that's more reasonable. You know what I mean? Like where it's like kind of like I'll take anything I can get for this. It's more.
You should not be auctioning obscure books right now. I mean, there's not enough eyes on this stuff. You're asking for a kick in the ass if you do that.
Yeah, just price is something that you're willing to take, but not as a giveaway, right?
Hold out. Hold the line.
Yeah, hold the line. You'll survive.
All right, I found this one digging the other day. There's not a ton of these on eBay. So this is Dark Wolverine #85. This is just a Scotty Young cover B. These Scotty Youngs where he's not doing the baby covers seem to be ticking up slowly in price. On top of it, what are these covers called? These Iron Man covers that they called
the mini. Is it the no? It's not the mini armors.
It's like by design or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. This hasn't sold graded in forever. $44 back in 2014 for this one. 13 on the census, 9 and 9.8. But these are the kind of books that are just they sneak up on you. And last time I checked, I didn't think there was a single one of these on eBay. Don't correct me; it's been a little while since I looked, but yeah, like I said, I found this thing digging for cover, and was happy to find it because I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, this is a cover. I remember seeing this around the time that I found that Young Avengers 2, and I really didn't understand what was going on with this cover, so I'm just like, ugh, and I passed on it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fit the book. It's just all of these Iron Man covers and just different eras and different styles, you know?
Yeah, we literally just brought up the cover not matching the guts. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. But was this that time period when they had like that steampunk Iron Man book?
Yeah,
it was all those eras. Yes, it was all those, and they're all actually pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. Like now that I look back on these covers, like there's some cool ones that were done.
Yeah, if this had Iron Man up top, I'm sure it would be a hit. But
yeah, I mean,
because
Iron Man Iron Man on the cover of books that he's not even in.
Yeah, I guess as a Dark Wolverine book, it doesn't really make sense. With the Iron Man armor, I mean, the samurai part makes sense, right? But like when you throw in Iron Man into the mix, it's kind of like, what are we doing here?
Right.
And then the third thing that I love, and I guess no, I wouldn't say hate, but what I love about this cover is that it's a Scotty Young cover, and it doesn't look like a Scotty Young typical cover.
Yeah.
Even his like stretched out style or baby style, it's just kind of different for him.
I mean, that's really what it's got going for it at the end of the day, is that there are people trying to chase down all of this stuff, and it seems like his non-baby stuff is fetching a pretty hefty premium. All right, what do we got?
Oh my gosh, this book. Okay. So this is a book I just noticed today, and Elektra 3. This is a Tim Sale variant. I do not like Tim Sale's art. Matter of fact, I hate it. I remember. So Tim Sale, he did the art for Heroes, the TV show. There was that artist guy. He would make the paintings, and then the paintings would like somehow happen. That was the
first season of that show was pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, it was like that was spectacular TV. But that was the Tim Sale was the artist, the actual artist, and I do not like his work at all. But I will say this is a decent composition, and the thing that gets me is the coloring, is the colors, and so you got the composition and the colors that kind of do it for me when it comes to this particular cover.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. I actually like Sale. I mean, his style is obviously very different, but what were those books? He did like the Daredevil Yellow that I thought was great.
Yeah.
He did, I forget what the Spider-Man one with Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. I thought that was a good read. I do like him, and and rest in peace, Tim Sale. He passed a few years ago, but I do appreciate his style. But I don't have this one, and I love Elektra books. So
can I ruin this cover for everyone?
Yeah,
go for it.
So like Frank Miller totally stole his face for his cover for the Wolverine book, right? That's the only thing that throws me off is the face on it. Everything else...
maybe that's kind of why I dig it. There's a little bit of like a subtle Miller vibe there, and
it's very Millerish.
The one who created her, so
yeah, very very Millerish. So the thing I was thinking about the Marvel variants from 2013 to 2017. It's like they look expensive, but they aren't necessarily. Have you noticed that?
I do notice that, and then a lot of times you can find some of these 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s when they're like, especially if they're the B or C cover.
Yeah,
you can find them for cover price like a lot of times, because like either people like sources kind of go through it quickly and they're just trying to move it or whatever, or it's like not a commonly sold book, right? Like something like this, like if you saw this in the back issue bin and you didn't know anything about it, would you really think it's a 1 in 50?
Right.
Yeah, probably not, although I might grab it. Yeah, it's weird because the Marvel, the ratios from like 2010 through 2012, I mean, almost all of those go for a huge premium. And then you get to this era and it's the opposite.
I just love how the art is. You can almost tell when it's an incentive too. On top of that, right?
Yeah.
That like, hey, this looks, as the Red Hood rule would go, right? Hey, this looks more expensive than the A or B cover. Or it's a situation. Oh, I've never seen this cover before. I might as well pick it up. And then
yeah,
if it's cheap enough, right?
All right.
Is this I think I could have swore this is the type of book I would have recommended.
So I don't think that you did, but I put it on there because I saw it when I was looking at something else that you sent me. So if you want to talk about it, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Also, we got Wolverine, The Best There Is, #1. This is one of the many variants from this series and from this #1. So this is a 1 in 25 variant. This is one that it wanted to be somebody back in the day. Like, it wanted to be an expensive book, but it just never got there.
Oh, it just never broke that barrier.
Right.
I mean, 155 for a 1 in 25 and a 9.8. That's pretty good over this time period, right?
In this market, that's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. I think Dell'Otto had started to fade at this point a little bit when this book broke. But it I don't know. It feels like it should be a little bit more important than it is. I think it's a good looking book.
Yeah,
definitely.
But that damn barcode, right, Hunter?
Horrible. Horrible. Put it on the back, man. Hit it from the back.
All right, Carter. This one is also yours.
Yeah. So we've got War of the Realms, Journey into Mystery #2. This is a Raza cover. So this features Thor's baby sister, and and she was being cared for by basically the I guess you can call them Young Avengers, or the champions, or whatever you want to call them, or the younger heroes. And you see the superheroes kind of represented in a baby mobile. But I'm not going to say it's like the most. And then you see like the little rainbow in the pacifier represent the Rainbow Bridge, but it's not the most dynamic piece. But I will say it's really, really, really well rendered.
I think it's pretty damn good. I mean, I think I've probably seen this book and just kind of never stopped to take a closer look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But Raza is obviously legit, and there's something about that mobile that is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Bruce, did I accidentally send the slides to you?
Yeah, well, I was on a Raza kick a couple of years back, and I was buying, anything Raza.
Oh, I mean,
but yeah, this has always been a cool cover. Just something about the way the baby is reaching for the mobile. I mean, Raza's always really creative. It's just a dope cover all the way around. Underappreciated too.
Yeah, there was that time of the last Thor movie, like it was like maybe a year or two before it came out, and it's just a lot of speculation about who's going to be in it, and maybe I was thinking Thor's baby sister or Angela or something like that, and like I have this cover, and I was actually thinking about trying to buy another one, but the book really doesn't go for too much, but it's still a decent cover.
It's interesting. This book was solicited. It had like a full trade dress on it, covering up like a good portion of the mobile up there, and you really lost what was going on. And then so they just switch it to like almost nothing, just a little text at the very top. So
Oh, the minimal text.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Marvel doesn't do more of that. Honestly, I mean, I guess I kind of get it since like DC probably has that on lockdown, but because they've been doing that forever now. Where
the minimum trade dress. It
yeah,
works well on the cover Bs. It's because those covers are also stunning. I mean, it makes sense. But.
Yeah, and sometimes it even gets like the text gets lost, right? Where it almost looks like it's a Virgin cover at times. All right.
Speaking of AWA,
another Raza. New Think number 3. I don't even know when this book came out.
It's recent. It was like last year.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Well, no. I'll tell you when. It was like 2 years ago because 9 for 9 we were still doing cover price or cover picks.
No.
That was 2 years ago this one came out? God.
Yeah, because I think it was like right when I joined the show. Because I want to say it was either Hunter or I put it on the list.
you definitely put it on there.
Yeah, so I want to say that was at least like 2 years ago.
Wow. It feels more recent when that was the thing, but time has a way of fucking with you, so
yeah, this book doesn't go for anything.
It did for a good while. Like I was because I pre-ordered a bunch of these. So like I want to say this is like in that whatnot time period too. So I was selling like books like you could throw up anything and it would sell for $10. Like no joke.
Yeah,
but this is cool story.
Beautiful Maryland.
Yeah. Well, the story actually goes along with the imagery too. So, all these stories for New Think are different stories. They're not all connected. They're like individual one stories, and it's also like mainly like a reflection on our current time period of people's addiction to technology, or dependencies on it.
So is this like the Black Mirror TV show?
In that sense, yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but not as like mess with your mind.
Okay. But
still within that, in the same realm. It's like if this book was for mature readers, that would be closer to the Black Mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it's more aimed towards like the teen, I guess. But yeah.
Is this another one? Is this another one of mine?
Carter, I'm telling you, man, you had like a list of books a mile long.
Okay, so yeah, man, it's I'd be like, oh,
we missed a week, and then we had the 69th episode, which was only a certain kind of book. So we got things in the queue, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, so Mighty Thor 2, another one of those kind of. Well, actually, I mean, she was the goddess of thunder, so we'll go with it, right? But
that's kind of stretching it. But
yeah, so this is the X-Men Through the Ages variant cover, and it features Storm. This is another Phil Jimenez. I know it says Oliver Coipel, but it's Phil Jimenez.
When I looked it up, I thought my comic shop said, but I'm not going to argue with it. But with you,
yeah. But he does a really terrific Storm, I will say.
Yeah, this is a good looking book. It's funny. The next book we're going to talk about is a similar vibe to this. You would give me this one. I had the other one on already, so they were not inspired by one another. It was pure coincidence.
No, hold on, real quick. This is a double whammy. What the hell is Storm doing on the store cover? And what the hell is that barcode? Tell me that's not bad placement.
It's bad placement, and horizontal covers I feel like are a hit or miss.
Very much so.
Yeah, but
I don't mind them. I understand why they annoy people, but
I don't mind horizontal covers, but it's like on this, it's like, bro, y'all couldn't move that barcode to the back of the book. You couldn't find the X-Men book to put this on.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you're all the things you're annoyed about with this book. Just hold that anger, because if you go to the next one, Hulk 33, the Emma Frost cover. This is also from 2011. This book is hard to see here, but this book is, I think, a little underappreciated. This is a pretty good looking book when you have it in your hand. Greg Ticini, 1 in 20 variant, 9.8 sold last year for $16.
Jeez,
which is, you're losing money on it.
Yo, this book looks expensive to me.
This one, I think, it feels slept on a little bit, this one.
Very much so. I don't even think Emma Frost has interacted with the Hulk. That's a weird thing.
They're not even in the same universe as what I've read. No, I'm just joking. So I do know someone that's actually trying to collect all of these covers, like these horizontal, what's it called? Through the ages, right, or something like that.
Yeah, X-Men Through the Ages. Yeah.
Yes, and he's trying to get them all in 9/8.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Yeah. From the list he showed me, he's pretty close actually. So I was impressed.
Yeah, I do like this book a lot because I do like Emma. The Hulk obviously screws it all up, but these ratios from this time period, this 2011 time period, are, Marvel. I don't think we're playing any games at that point. Like, they feel like true ratios, and tougher to get hands on. This one doesn't go for a whole hell of a lot, but I feel like it deserves to maybe go for a little bit more.
Let's go, Bubba, on the board. Congrats.
All right, Bubba on the board.
B. Oh, I love this cover. Conan the Barbarian, number 242. I believe this came out, 1991. So, so you had a series of books, of Conan books. So you had one from Todd McFarlane, you had one from Jim Lee, and you had one from Whilce Portacio. I think this one is the superior cover. And if you can find, it features Red Sonja. It features Conan fighting Red Sonja, a very sexy-looking Red Sonja, as only Jim Lee can do. If you could find one with the newsstand barcode on it. But I love this cover. I love the just kinetic energy of the necklace, just kind of flying around, and the swords, and there's a lot going on. Even though it's like a tight cropped shot, it's just a lot going on. Love it. Love this cover.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, $4.99 for a 9.8, and I believe that was a newsstand that went for $4.99 last year. So, yeah, a great Jim Lee, great Jim Lee cover. Almost perfect.
If you could find a Mark Jewelers.
Yeah, that would be a real find.
Is that within the time period?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
All right, we've talked about these USA Avengers books. There's so many. They did over 60 covers, not exclusives, for this run.
Yeah, because it's like all 50 states, a bunch of territories, and
a bunch of other covers too, right? So some territory states, Canada. None of the UK characters make sense with the states that they show up on for the most part. But none of them are easy to find in the wild, to be honest with you. None of them,
unless you're in that state.
Even then, right? I dig in USA Avengers all the time, and I never find like Massachusetts here in Massachusetts, right? So.
I find the Texas one all the time because no one gives a shit about the Texas.
I mean, Texas is a big state, but I don't find them. But I know people like Black Widow covers. All of these are tougher to find. Yeah, here's Black Widow. I don't know what she has to do with Connecticut, but
right.
But Rod Reese did every one of them, every one of the states, if I'm not mistaken.
Because it's a Kinetic King cutting cover. Good one, Chad gave. I like that one.
Anyways,
Yeah.
all of these are probably worth grabbing. I think some of the tougher ones. I think the She-Hulk from Idaho is one of the tougher ones to find.
The Avenger of Idaho is She-Hulk. Huh?
Yeah, talk about things that some of these damn U.S. Avengers, some of these states don't make any sense. But I know the Monica Rambeau, the Louisiana one is tough to find too.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, honestly, go hunt these in the wild and tell me what you come back with. I mean, they're hard as hell to find, man.
You come back with pittance. You don't find anything.
Nothing. There's nothing ever there. Usually, you can find the cover A when you go into the back issues through these. But
that's true. There's always like I think at one point in time, my shop had like at least 5 or 10 copies of the cover A.
Yeah. I just don't think the state of Maine was not buying one of every state of these, and they weren't stacking the shelves with them. So I think all of these are worth grabbing. The state ones, if you're out there digging, if you're finding them for cover or less, I mean, just grab them, tuck them away. Tougher books to find. But just threw Natasha on here because I know she's got. And, some of the characters they picked for the states are not even like big time characters. You know what I mean? Like they.
Oh yeah. I'm like, who is this guy?
I mean, they left out so many like bigger characters. I don't know how they came up with this idea, but whatever, man.
Yeah, because Texas is Firebird. I have no idea.
Ohio is the Black Knight, right, Carter?
Shoot, I forget.
I'm pretty sure it's the Black Knight.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the Avenger of Ohio. I'm like I don't remember the character, but I remember going like,
well, like Deadpool's Canada. That one actually makes sense. I mean, but they could have done Wolverine on Canada too, and it would have made sense.
Yeah, I don't even know if Wolverine's got one.
I'd be really surprised out of all 60 whatever covers that there's not a Wolverine one.
Right.
You'd be surprised with some of the characters, man, on these. But
yeah, because I know like Amadeus Cho has one.
Like New Mexico, maybe, or something like that. I think it might be Cho, something like that. But yeah. Anyways, tougher books. All right, Carter.
Okay, so we've got Back to the Future. You know what? I just saw the image and totally just sent it to Ben. So I really don't know too much about it. But who did the cover on this?
Timothy Lim.
Okay. So and we have the Saturday Evening Post Homage. Cover of Homage. I just thought it looked great. Like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, Ben's got to see this.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know if these were given out at a con because what was surprising. This is a Heroes and Fantasies edition. I assume that's a store. I don't know if anybody knows. Let me know. But 18 on the census, 17 and 9.8. But 14 were signature series. So this must have been given out at some kind of a con or something like that.
Well, at least the logo looks pretty decent. It's not overbearing. It looks good considering.
There were so many covers to this Back to the Future #1 for an IDW book. I mean, there must be at least 20 something covers for this issue #1. But this is one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, I had never seen it.
It's so Heroes and Fantasies is a store in San Antonio.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's like 4 hours away from me.
Uh-oh.
Road trip.
Oh, when my band goes on tour, hey, go drop me off here, guys, for a couple hours. I'll Uber to the venue.
Yeah, a great Doc Brown. Love the hoverboard, just kicking it against the wall in the background there.
Yeah, I like
Einstein.
All the Easter eggs on this, like, it's so good.
Oh, who was Doc Brown's dog in 1955 though? What was the name?
God, God.
Was it Copernicus or Newton? Wasn't Newton?
Okay, yeah.
It was like one of the other scientists, like yeah, or like whoever Einstein looked up to. It was like one of like Galileo or something like that. But it was like I want to say it was a different dog's name. Like it wasn't Einstein also.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Or was it?
Okay. We got Pinky in the Brain number 26. The reason why this was my pick. This is another one of my picks. And the reason why is because a newsstand sold for I think about like $30 or $40. So we've got the Demi Moore pregnancy photo homage.
Vanity Fair, is that what the magazine?
Yeah, Vanity Fair. Yeah.
I remember that magazine. So I put this as a thumbnail pick because of after like post 69.
Always thinking.
Yeah, that was the only reason why I put this cover on. I should have done it 9 months later. Okay, I'm having too much fun tonight. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Trying to take over the world, yes.
Only one graded of these, which is interesting. You know, some of these Pinky in the Brain books are tough to find, and what I will say is that when you do find them, they're beat to shit every single time. Every single time.
Some of the covers are pretty. Some of the covers are pretty terrific. So.
Yeah, they're all pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah.
I always love looking for these like Pinky in the Brain, Animaniacs. Like you can find them in the kids section, and most of the time they're like not even $4.
Yeah, when you can find them cheap for sure.
I found like a Animaniacs with a nurse on the cover newsstand book for like $2.
James says that issue number 1 is a DC Universe. That would be a great find.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a book that's like on Stein's want list, the DC Universe. I don't know if it's the Pinky in the Brain. I know it's the Animaniacs one though, that he's been dying to find.
All right. What's next? I saw this and it just I love Elektra, I love the Baroness, but G.I. Joe number 229. This is a convention edition. I couldn't figure out exactly which convention it was, but
it's all conventions in 2016.
It's just the convention.
Just generic.
Just any old convention. They just call it the convention edition, unless they were just bringing it out to all of them. I don't know.
Oh, but it could be like IDW's convention.
Oh yeah,
where it's where they don't have the license to say it's like San Diego or New York or whatever, so they just say it's a con exclusive.
Yeah. A 9.6 of this 9.6 sold for $100 back in 2017. Not many sales of this book. This is obviously an homage to Daredevil. 9 on the census total, 6 and 9.8. But yeah, this is a tougher book.
Who's Piper?
Who's Piper? Oh, I don't know.
Uh-oh. We gotta look into this.
Who is Piper? And this book has been homaged a number of times, even within the Daredevil run. Did David Mack? Somebody did an homage to this.
Yeah,
I think it was David Mack who did one.
Oh yeah, Daredevil, End of Days, I believe Elektra actually homaged this in a Daredevil cover in a second print. I forget the
yes.
number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100% on the second print. Yes.
Chat saying this says Viper, but no, on the great 2.7 that looks like a P.
I thought it said Viper too, but it clearly looks like a P right here. Piper.
The Viper. I'm come to vipe your windows. If you remember that episode.
I don't.
All right. This is an interesting find. Heroes Convention program from the Charlotte Comic-Con from June of 2010. This is obviously J. Scott Campbell doing Black Widow. What I found interesting is that, this is the same image used on Black Widow #6, but that came out in September of 2010. So this obviously predates it. And we know that kind of stuff happens. It's pretty cool. These programs, back then generally weren't saved, and if they were saved, they weren't always in great condition. But yeah, just a cool little find, I thought.
Have you come across any sales?
I've seen someone asking like $100 for it.
Wow.
Which isn't bad. Because that Black Widow 6 goes for big bucks. I mean,
right.
And 9.8, several $100.
And then Heroes Convention, that's the con to go to, is what I keep on hearing.
Yeah.
Or it's one of the cons to go to, especially if you're just like looking for back issues and everything. So you would think that like with a comic driven convention that a bunch of the nerds there would have kept these, especially being fans of J. Scott Campbell and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Doc Joe will be there. So if you want to see a real doctor spend money on some books, go meet up with Doc Joe at Heroes. Yeah, it was funny because I sat next to him on a flight back, and then he was showing me everything he bought at Baltimore. I was just like I was like, oh dang.
Yeah, I never quite everybody. There's a lot of comments on her pose. I never quite understood how she was standing on this one. It's never been my favorite Campbell by a long shot, but it's always been a tougher book, and I do like Black Widow. But yeah, I agree. Not the easiest pose ever put together.
Ooh, we got Philip Chung in the house.
What's up, Phil?
And then, Tony's here. All right.
All right.
I think this is our last book.
Yeah, so this is I wish Joe was on tonight.
I know, right?
I know, damn it. You should have saved that one.
We should have saved these last two.
Yeah, we needed some mamas, man.
Yeah, man.
I almost asked him in our chat, hey, can you record Mama so I can just play it when your books come up?
Yeah, this is a Campbell sketchbook. It's called More Gray Area, and just a stunning cover. Some of Campbell's books have been reprinted quite a few times, so you got to be careful with his sketchbooks. He's more commercial with them than I think some of the other artists are. I don't think this one has been reprinted, but please don't hold me to that. But it's a stunning Campbell cover. I mean, if this was on a comic, it would be big bucks.
We do not need mamas. I love Joe's mama. He's been on I would say out of anyone, he's probably missed the least amount of shows out of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe is he's an Iron Man.
Yeah, I want to say I've missed more shows than him. For long story short, I would assume.
Iron Joe.
Yeah.
Man, sketchbooks be fire, really. At least on sketchbooks, you ain't got to worry about no barcode being. But really, sketchbooks be fire, man. Just my honest opinion. I think sketchbooks is underrated, and they be fire, especially when they come from the big artists, the Campbells, the Adams, the Calls, et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot of fire sketchbooks out there.
And they're not printed to high heaven, a lot of them, right? I mean, some of these guys, I mean, they're just some at cons, they're limited print runs, and you get art in them that you don't get anywhere else sometimes, like this cover right here, right? You don't get this anywhere else. So, I agree. We've been a big fan of sketchbooks on this show. We've covered them since the very beginning, and yeah, I didn't want to talk about this one because I really want it, but yeah, just a really great piece of work by Campbell, I think.
It's always amazing to see like an artist's process, and so that's why I like these art books that before, you know, obviously with like something titled More Gray Area, it's going to be like nothing but like pencil sketches throughout the book, and so you can see what the artist is trying to achieve before like they themselves color it or someone else colors it.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's all we've got for tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you, and Aaron will let you know what else is on the channel.
Yep. So tomorrow night, make sure to catch Nearing Nirvana. I was watching Comic Book Women this past Tuesday. Laura and Ant have something planned with Jen. I think they're having a special guest. I can't remember who. So, but hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. So make sure to catch the content for tomorrow night. Saturday is Saturday Morning Toy Box with Team Nerd Herd. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is the show that started it all with Comic Book Women. Can you believe they've been doing short shows together for 4 years now?
Man, where does the time go?
Yeah, I know, right? Wednesday is movies and shows, and then you're back here with us on Thursdays for Long Story Short.
Oh, by the way, I'm doing I've started doing live streams, and I did one last Sunday with Ben. He
nice.
jumped on. It was a really good time and really good reception for it. I was surprised.
It's because there's no one doing shows on Sundays.
Yeah, we're resting. So nothing this week because of the. So we're not going to try to compete with the Super Bowl. Is that right, Carter? We're just.
I believe
let the Super Bowl have their moment.
Yeah, and then we'll be back the following Sunday with the all new Hot Book Alert live.
Nice, and you can catch that. What channel can you catch that on?
Mercenot channel. Mercenot.
Dang.
Yeah,
holding down the fort. All right. And we'd like to thank our sponsors over at Cover Price. So make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And you can use the code Nirvana over on the website at Bird City Comics. But make sure to sign up for their text lines so you don't miss all their exclusive drops. And I would also even sign up for their email list because they'll send you specials on there as well. And I don't think. Make sure to catch the Hot 10 tomorrow night on the House of Stein. I will be there, hopefully with Joe back on, and then Saturday I will be on Beyond Wednesdays for Modern Comic Mayhem.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Hunter, Carter, Aaron, everybody for being on.
And then, Knife, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Who you got? Who you got, homie?
It's not even up for debate.
All right, y'all take it easy.
What are the keys to victory? What's the keys to victory?
Don't suck.
Let's go. All right, you'll have a super weekend, and we'll catch you next week. So,
peace.
Later.